Good morning, all you lovely people. Welcome back to another week with the grumpy old git in the corner on a very overcast Tuesday morning. Now, before I start today, I'd just like to give a personal thanks to a very good friend of ours, Sparky, who turned up yesterday with his huge mower and turned this into this. The grass had got a bit away from me, and I was in no fit state to tackle it all on my own, and he more or less single-handedly did that. All I did was help a little bit. So I know you don't do social media, Sparky, but absolutely brilliant, mate. You're the sort of friends that people want and need today, and he's not a well man himself. But anyway, moving on. Notting Hill this weekend. Happens every year, doesn't it? But again, we saw several stabbings. This has happened most years, although it doesn't normally get publicised as much. Along with the usual drug offences, which we know goes along with a lot of these ethnic minority groups. Well, not so much a minority now, are they, in this country? But nothing more than most years in the recent past. Although, as I say, mainstream media and government will see this in a different light, being as it's reasonable, recent news, and it falls in line with everything else that's going on. But a lot of these, again, a lot of the arrests, over 250 now apparently, would have been instigated by the police, would have been provoked by the police, provoking innocent people into committing them by bullying them and harassing them. They don't even try and hide it anymore. It's their new motive to get arrests, isn't it? And it's, of course, all backed up by corrupt courts. But why are so many people being jailed for ridiculous amounts of time for paltry or, in some cases, non-existent offences? Well, this is down to the propaganda and the fear spread by the police, the government. People are terrified of these big sentences that they're banding about and they're giving out. That they're not actually defending themselves in court, because if they lose, which in some cases they might, they're getting longer sentences for, as I say, paltry offences. But it's the propaganda and the fear factor of those that are making people just plead guilty to get it over and done with and hoping they get a short sentence. They're just not defending themselves anymore. Now, many have been jailed or will be jailed once they've got the room, once they've let all the paedophiles and rapists out to put someone in for hurty words. They will be jailed for posting allegedly false information or just repeating false information. I myself am a moderator in several platforms and channels, and I've took stuff down that I would consider false information because I knew for a fact it was spread by certain parties. It wasn't true and it was never going to happen. I'll say no more on that. But why aren't mainstream media in court? Why isn't any government official in court? Why isn't Herr Gruppenführer Starmer in court? Because these clowns are spreading more false information and fear propaganda than many people on the internet. They're doing it in mainstream media, they're doing it in social media, they're doing it in newspapers. The left-wing groups, I'll name one, Hope But Hate. They instigated something very big a little while back, a short while back. This has been proved. But because they're left wing and they're protected, unlike the fictional far right, I say fictional because to me far right is just a label that's been given to anybody who disagrees with the government or disagrees with the lefties. There's no far right. There's left and there's right, but there's no far right. That's just a label. It's a fantasy. It's not physical. But as I've said before in other videos, the very definition of the word terrorism is spreading fear. Not just by physical acts, but by the spoken word, by the written word. So to that end, to my mind, in my opinion, that would brand the government and the police as terrorists. You know, it's obvious. It's there for everybody to see on mainstream media, social media. So under the definition of the word, that would make them as such. Maybe they should all be arrested under a Section 43. They like using that, don't they? But I got to stop dreaming, because that's never going to happen in this new totalitarian world that we're living in, created by a corrupt government. You know, we're not all equal under law, as the law states. Some are way above it and some are more equal than others. But that all seems to be reserved for those in power, doesn't it? Now, Starmer is making speeches saying things are going to get worse before they get any better. Yes, I believe this, and I believe I've said it on many occasions. Things are going to get a lot worse, because he is just drunk on power. He is a total communist, socialist operator. And I don't believe he's operating alone. I believe he's being pulled, he's being directed, he's having his strings pulled by groups like the WEF. The ones that control most things. You know, I mean, this has all happened very, very quick. And I think this is where it's gone wrong. The Conservatives were sneaking these sort of things in very, very slowly, bit by bit, feeding us little bits so it'd be accepted. But now, it's just boots on the faces, as Orwell said. You will do as I tell you to do. You will go where I tell you to go. You will eat what I tell you to eat. It's there, people. We predicted this a few years ago. We told you it was going to happen. We warned you it was going to happen. And there it is. It's here. Oh, I've been going on a bit. Yeah, I've been away for a couple of days, guys. Taking a bit of time. Haven't been around a lot on the internet. But the rest has done me good. But until the next one, guys, and don't forget the live tomorrow evening. Grumpy Old Git live from 7 o'clock, as always. Midweek catch up with the friends. But until tomorrow, as always, stay safe. Stay strong. And don't buy in to the bullshit. We were born free, we got to stay free. And that is only down to us. Respects, guys.